NFL divisional round playoffs. We got Bengals Bills. This one has game of the week potential. Both teams almost got beat last week by third string quarterbacks, but they escaped in advance while not playing their best. And there's definitely something to be said about teams who can win while not playing their best. For Buffalo, they've been through a lot the last 3 weeks, and if Miami wideouts didn't drop so many passes, we might not be seeing Buffalo in this game. And for Cincy, they needed a 90-yard fumble return touchdown to win versus Baltimore. I think it's unlikely both Cincy and Buffalo play two bad games in a row. We almost saw this matchup in Week 17 in Cincy. We all know what happened in that game there, but Buffalo closed as 2.5-point road favorites in that game. Now at home this week, we see Buffalo -5, which is giving Buffalo a 2.5-point bump for home field advantage. A spread of 5 used to be considered a dead number, but in recent years, it's become more of a common margin of victory, and that has to do with not just the length of extra points being moved back, but also teams going for 2 more often. For example, when a team is down 11, they almost always go for 2 when they score, which will result in either a 3 or 5-point separation, depending on if they convert or fail the 2-point attempt. So no matter which team you're betting on here, you do want to try to be on the right side of 5. Now, a lot of talk has been about this week the Bengals' offensive line issues. Looks like they're going to be without 3 starting offensive linemen. Burrow, probably the best QB to have behind a banged-up O-line with how quick his release is. Plus, he went to the Super Bowl last year with a significantly worse offensive line. Talked about this in the Betting Network Discord community, but this is where Buffalo really misses Von Miller. With him, the Bills were able to generate pressure with just 4 men up front. Now they have to blitz a little bit more. Burrow isn't a QB you want to blitz too often. I think defensively we see Buffalo go with a much different game plan than they showed last week versus Miami. They blitzed to get after Skylar Thompson. This opened up passing lanes. But this week I think they'll be fine with kind of keeping plays in front of them. Basically a similar game plan the Ravens showed versus Cincy. This should result in a lot more shorter, quicker passes. Buffalo plays a lot of 5 defensive back formations. Cincy should be able to move the ball, but I think it'll be slower and more methodical. Actually, both defenses like to play a contained style. The Bengals secondary is good at limiting explosive plays. They sit in that cover 2 shell defense. And this game has an under feel for me. This total was around 50 on Tuesday. We saw some under money bring this total down to 48. That was very likely related to sharp money. The public isn't betting unders early in the week, that's for sure. I expect both teams to try to shorten this game, keep both explosive offenses off the field, very similar to how the Bills played against KC last year, where there's only 3 possessions in the first 20 minutes of that game. Plus, there's always a chance of weather in Buffalo, so that could suppress scoring. I'm going under here. Good.